Hello, Dr. Brett here, and I have a health tip for you that I think you've probably never heard before. It's a bit unusual, and it's the idea is very old. It goes all the way back, at least, to ancient Greece. So I am a bit of a student of Greek history and mythology, and one of the Greek gods of Olympus, his name was Dionysus, and he's a very strange character. He's the god of ecstasy and partying and theater and wine and yeah, just this kind of very wild type uh, of living or of experiences would be a better way to say it. And in all those myths, things don't end well for those who oppose him. I'll just say that much. They're kind of R-rated. They're very strange myths. So why do I bring this up to you? And I want to make clear I am a little hesitant to share this because I don't want people to take it too far. So if you take the Dionysus thing too far, then it can become dangerous and have all kinds of problems. But if you suppress this side of yourself, this kind of wild side, then you can have problems there as well. You kind of die inside. And I want to propose that this can't even fit within a Christian framework. Why would I say that? Well, it wasn't me. It was C.S. Lewis. So in his Narnia series, he'll sometimes add in characters that don't really belong in the world of Narnia. So he has Santa Claus show up in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Well, in his book, Prince Caspian, so Narnia has been taken over by this militaristic country, these people. They're called the Telmarines, and they suppress the Narnians, and by the time this story takes place, the Narnians, who are like animals, they're like talking animals, and these creatures from fantasy, dwarfs, and that kind of thing. They're living in hiding, and they're just trying to survive. And Narnia, like the magic has gone out of Narnia, and these militaristic people have just taken over. Okay, so they kind of represent order and just a staunch grip on the country. So how do they overcome this? Well, ultimately, if you know anything about Narnia, it's Aslan shows up, and Aslan represents Christ in the Narnia world, and but it's not him alone. He brings with him a character. His name is Bacchus. Bacchus is Dionysus. It's the Roman name for Dionysus. So they kind of both show up about the same time, as my recollection, and they have a romp, is what they call it. It's just like this big party, just singing and dancing and just having fun, like they're in the middle of a war, and here they're having this big party, and they bring Narnia back to life, and the magic comes back, and the trees, like the spirits of the trees, come to life, and Narnia comes alive again, and they're able to defeat their enemies, and it's been restored. And it was due in large part to Aslan introducing Bacchus back into Narnia. Okay, so that's the background. And if you're still with me, what can we do in our lives? And I was thinking about how can we do this. I want to make sure we're safe. I want to make sure we don't do anything illegal or shameful or embarrassing, which is what happened in some of those Greek myths. But there are ways we need to kind of not always be so rigid and orderly and restrained. but we need to allow ourselves to express this kind of life needs to be kind of spontaneous, and we need to live it, and have a little bit of wildness. I've never heard any health practitioner talk about this. I did hear one business guy talk about this. He's like a success guru, and he talks about letting your hair down, or just having a good time. Okay, so like Dionysus, you can do this through dance. Now, not almost every dance I've been to, people are like afraid to dance. They're really restrained. So you got to get past that. You got to really have some fun. I think sports is a great way if you play sports. So you think of when you're playing a competitive sport and you get in the zone, you get in the flow, and you've just like become the game. And the point is, you want to get out of your mind. You want to not be so in your head, is what I'm trying to talk about here. And these are the ones we got to be careful with, and I believe that they should only be done within certain circumstances and in moderation, is sex. And then also alcohol, if you don't have any, if you're an adult of age and you don't have any addictions or dependencies there, when it's done responsibly. It can be really helpful just to loosen you up, and those can be great things. Other things to consider. So I was kind of just looking for things. It mentioned rock climbing, kind of an ecstatic experience, or even just hiking, skiing, mountain biking, intense exercise classes, maybe, especially if there's like music and you're getting into it, concerts, drum circles, festivals, group dance events, and even religious worship services that involve singing. You just need to play and have fun. So I think, any kind of sports or way that you can do that, maybe even playing a board game could do it to some extent. Theater was another way that Bacchus did it, if you want to try like an improv class. Some of these things are exercises you can do to push past your restraint. So an improv class can be very uncomfortable, or dancing, like I said, but you kind of got to be able to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and push past it, so you're not so restrained. Nature, I think fire is a really good way. A campfire can kind of just almost put you in this different kind of state. So those are just some ideas, and I actually do think this is really important. We can't just be uptight and restrained all the time. It's too stressful. We're going to kind of just break down and wear ourselves out. We need to have some fun. We need to let loose and have some joy in that way. So I thought this was an interesting topic. It's something that I've seen recently that I felt needed to be addressed. It's something I've thought about for years. I'm not the only guy who's brought this up, as I've mentioned. So I mentioned Lewis and this success guru, Friedrich Nietzsche. He talked about this, that Dionysus represents this kind of letting loose and ecstasy, and then on the other side he talked about Apollo being restraint and order, and you can't have all one or the other. You got to be able to balance them a little bit. So there's something for you to think about and see how you can integrate into your life in a safe and respectful way. Best wishes.